Todos tenemos el poder de transformar lo ordinario en extraordinario. Cofundadora y presidenta del startup Clinic AI, nuestra siguiente expositora ayuda a crear un futuro donde los diagnósticos preventivos y la salud estén al alcance de todos. Con ustedes, Medina Baitemirova.
I was born in Kyrgyzstan, in a small country in Central Asia, and raised in a village, a remote village by my grandmother. And I was really happy with it. About around when I was 7, I had to move back to the capital city to live with my parents, who were working full-time. A few days before that, my grandmother fell sick, was bound to her bed, and in a matter of couple weeks, she passed away. And it was shocking. The shocking part was first unexpectedness, right? And then why so fast? We didn't even have time to inquire, to see what's wrong and try to help. And the question that remained with me through all these years was how? How do we know that something is wrong with our health, with our bodies? And more importantly, how do we know that our loved ones are okay if it's silent? The danger is, if we don't know something is wrong, we don't go and seek help. And my exploration has become finding ways of inquiring into our inside of our bodies, into our health, without blood draws, without biopsies, and without visits to a clinic. And the state of diagnostics in general has to change. Right now, about 70% of all the deaths worldwide are due to disorders that were detected too late. And that brings me to what we at Clinic AI has been working for the past year. We are bringing diagnostics closer to you, to your homes, and we're creating sensors that are embedded into different parts of the house, and they track health, they track bodies, to pick up signs of diseases very early on, before any damage to health is done. And the first goal is colorectal cancer. Colorectal cancer is one of the most common types of cancer, and it's becoming even more common among younger people. So right now, we have about 1.4 million of new cases each year, and the screening market only in the US is around $4 billion. The issue here is that colorectal cancer is silent at the beginning. So people go and see a doctor when they have certain symptoms, such as blood and stool or pain, but that's usually towards later stages. And it's unfortunate because if you look at the graphic, at stage 1, with early detection, we can save everyone. Everybody has a chance for survival. At stage 4, however, only one person has a chance for survival. So how do you test for something that has no symptoms at the beginning? How do you find something that is silent? And what we at Clinic AI realized is that at home, we generate a lot of data every day. Every time we take a shower, every time we brush our teeth, there is data generated that can be used for detecting disorders, and especially for colorectal cancer. There's one type of data that we usually don't think of. We just flush it away, and that data is in our toilets. So what can we use our toilets for? Well, for many things, as we all know, but more importantly, for tracking colorectal cancer through a toilet device. So in this picture, you can see a small square device on top of a toilet. It's super small, can go on any toilet, it's snap-on, but what it does, it tracks bowel movements for signs associated with colorectal cancer. It works through optical sensor, hyperspectral imaging. So the main concept here is that your gut changes in response to everything. Your diet, your travel, inflammation, and of course, disease. And our sensor can pick up the waste differences, right? If your gut microbiome changes, your waste is produced differently, and we know when it's different. We also use machine learning due to the richness of data, not only to learn from the data, but also build a healthy profile. So we are the first ones to know when something goes wrong. We started studying in mice. So our preclinical studies were done to identify a sensor. And we were able to find that with our sensor, we can identify colorectal cancer, and it's different from healthy, from other types of cancer, and from other types of digestive disorders. Excited with that, we went into humans. So in humans, our main goal was to see what else can we learn about colorectal cancer. And as it turned out, through our sensors, we can stage it, so know what stage it's at. And more importantly, we know when it's at stage 0. So to truly appreciate the fact of early detection, we at Clinica want to detect a disease right when it appeared, before any damage is done. And to understand this even better, it's worth to note other diagnostic methods in the space. So in the second column, we have colonoscopy. So some of you have done it. It's highly invasive, super uncomfortable. You don't normally go and volunteer to get colonoscopy. So getting an early detection is really unlikely. We have stool kits, the fourth column. They're messy. You have to collect your data, send it to the lab. But the bad part of them, they miss 50% of all the early stage cases. We at Clinica, the last column highlighted in blue, we want to make it convenient, comfortable, where you don't have to think about really anything. You just come to your home, and it does the job for you. To further help our users, we've developed a mobile application that not only helps with colorectal cancer tracking, but it also gives useful information on your gut health and how to manage it better. And of course, colorectal cancer is just the beginning. This is the first step we're taking. But later, we're going to cover other types of cancer, other types of digestive disorders, and of course, nutrition. All of you know, most of the times, what you're eating, but you don't know how your body reacts to it. What are you absorbing? What are you producing? And we want to track that. Fat, protein, fiber, and more. This ties into the patent strategy. We've submitted patents on optical sensing. We're now covering other features and other applications. Currently, we're working on our clinical unit. So we are preparing manufacturing and preparing to go through the regulatory pathway. So our device is available through credible channels to people who need it the most. And of course, none of this would have happened, not even this presentation, if not for the team. My co-founder, Chunhao, is a cancer geneticist who's been working in the field for more than a decade. He's from Cornell School of Medicine. Yaru, she's a mechanical engineer and electromechanical engineer. She's the CTO, the brain behind the hardware. Juan Carlos is an industrial engineer. He's an expert in wastewater treatments. And I'm a bioinformatician. I've been working on microbiome and started my first business when I was 16. Our advisory board is very prominent. So we have Jack Sim, whose nickname is Mr. Toilet. So he's actually known in the world as Mr. Toilet. His work has been recognized by UN, Times Magazine, and other parties. And he's built at least 16 successful businesses in his lifetime. Dr. Khandre used to be a CTO of one of Intel's global divisions, and he's an expert on hardware and security. As a consumer device, as a device that will be in homes of people, for us, security is the most important thing, because we don't want the health data being accessible to anyone who doesn't need it. And currently, we're working on the toilet monitoring, but our plan is to expand into other parts of the bathroom. So we're thinking of disorders that, like mental health issues, right? There are a lot of opportunities in the bathroom to diagnose for things beyond cancer. Like think of heart disorders, think of skin disorders. So at the end, what we're envisioning is your bathroom becoming like your personal clinic that is available for you whenever you're there. It's working for you. It's benefiting you and your loved ones. And I would like to end with a few words about the future of healthcare as we envision it and our part in it. So currently, if you think of the state of medicine in general, you go and see a doctor only when you go and see them. Doctors are not there with you 24/7. That wouldn't be possible. But the data that you're generating at home should be available to the physician, right? You shouldn't be taken out of your own context. So what we are creating is a platform of objective data gathering that will be used to track your disorders, but also for your physician to build a better relationship with your health and the physician. The other issue currently that we're having is isolation for some type of disorders that have a stigma around it, right? I'm sure not a lot of you talk about toilets or your gut health. It's just people normally don't talk about it. So some disorders that are affected by isolation we will change that. Because what we're building, not only we're building a bathroom clinic for each person, very precise, very personal, but we're also connecting homes around, right? So basically, homes around not only learning from each other, but they're also helping each other. And in the future, the healthcare has to be personal. Just as treatments are now becoming more and more precise and tailored, diagnostics have to do the same. We're all different. Your healthy is different from my healthy, and your sick is also different from my sick. But we're all different, and diagnostic space has to address that. And with that, I would like to thank all of you for listening. Be healthy. Thanks.